Oh crap. What is up, ladies and gents? So Grow a Garden just leaked a new thing coming to their newest update. Now, this did drop literally like a few minutes ago, so let me pull up Discord and show you. So if you check the leak section, this was about a few hours ago. Now they say this: I'm buzzing for this new update, which, you know, seems pretty straightforward what buzzing is going to be about. Now obviously this got me getting with hints mainly based around obviously Bee Swarm, you know, the biggest bee based whatever game you think of, but additionally I have like Bee Swarm Simulator in my mind, and then I additionally on top of that have like the thought around that is because like if you obviously look at like the ground and all this and the basic like OG texturing and all this stuff, it kind of reminds me of Bee Swarm Simulator, and that's one of the main things that makes me consider this. Obviously this isn't like direct, but I'll go into more details later about what I actually mean like around this being like related to Bee Swarm Simulator. So first thing is first, let's unpack the leak. Obviously Adrian did say in the, as you see, I'm buzzing for news this update. Now I'm calling it, there's gonna be some sort of bee system obviously with the garden. So there have been like leaks. So obviously back when the lunar glow, blood moon, all this stuff, these were all leaked well before, and buzzing doesn't really seem to be around like the main weather theme. So I'm assuming this could be some sort of like system, like imagine like you know, like your bee, right, and there's like flowers or something, and then they go and pollinate your plants that then give them like a boost to mutations, or like a just straight up bee pet that does that. That alone seems like a pretty decent idea. You can devs take notes, but I am getting obviously like the Bee Simulator theme almost, because obviously this game is from like 2018 and this has like I think 20,000 players and something, and Grow a Garden loves borrowing, you know, big hot mechanics and all that, or kind of does, but like inside of Bee Simulator, I'll go in that game in a second and show you what I mean, but there's like you can collect pollen and all this stuff. So once again, my idea is there'll be like a new flower plants and then bee pets from like a beekeeper stand or an egg shop in the pollination station to make like honey for all this stuff, or you can like do like plant flowers and then you can do like bees will grab like the pollen and all this, and then you can get like honey, you know, eventually out of it if it's like a beehive and all this stuff, and then you can sell this, and then like the pollen or whatever is like a effect or what onto a plant that like makes it grow faster or whatever. And this obviously could drop, I think it was May 28th, as Jandel did say the midweek update that they did promise back whenever, if you do want to check in the announcements when they were like our bad on the update, and then they were like we'll do a midweek update and all this stuff. So then that way we will have midweek update additionally, but on top of this we also, you know, got like the lunar shop and all that, which is cool, but this is like a consideration to what I think could be in it. So to crush this update, obviously this is what you need to do to prepare for this and just be ready. So obviously you need to get as many shekels as freaking possible. Now obviously, you know, you could count on like some sort of pet based system like bee eggs or flower seeds that could literally cost millions, like think of the beanstalk. And obviously with the brand new mango, we are really expecting something higher, but it is not a far-fetched to assume price range wise we could get something that goes up into the freaking billions in cost, especially if it is like a super overpowered rare event thing and becomes rare later on. Like obviously the moon blossoms and the lunar events and all this stuff, like I sold I forgot what it was, but here I'll have the screenshot. I was able to literally sell using the methods I'll show later in this video to prepare you for the update. I was able to sell multiple times for in the 10 billion range. Mind you, I don't have any candy blossom, and I do have a moon blossom, mind you, but I didn't even harvest this thing because I'm trying to get better mutations on it before I harvest it. Obviously I didn't even harvest that or my beanstalks or my mushroom pile, just basic crops obviously with higher rarity, and I was able to literally sell. I was at 20 billion flat and I got to 42 billion, so I made 22 billion, and all of this was done within 6 hours. So obviously I'll show you how you can do the money strats in a second, but obviously there is also a chance that there's going to be rare crates and all this stuff. So once again, you do need to prioritize making money. Now though, additionally, there could also obviously, you know, with the whole cosmetic system, be a new cosmetic system integrated. So like there could be a cosmetic crate for bees. There could be decorations hyper focused on just that. There could additionally some sort of thing like in relation to, once again, the pollen thing. So you could have like a flower thing, and there could be like even buffs like on specifically flower plants and all this stuff. Now, this is all just me shooting shots on ideas. But once again, though, I'll show you in a second the money strats that you can use to make the most money, farm this, and prepare for this new event. So starting off with the main method we're going to use to hyper focus on locking in for this event. So starting off, what we really need is to expand your garden. If you haven't, on both sides, it's going to cost $250,000, I believe. On the left-hand side right here, that's going to expand your plot out a bit. So it initially was here. So you get like here to here. So it's like 10 studs or so to the left and to the right. And then if you come on over to the back side, after you buy the left and the right, then there's going to be a 24-hour timer before you can get the back expansion, which is going to expand a whole entire plot. Because obviously, if you did not notice, that is a normal plot with 4 and mine has 5. Now, obviously, you can buy the first one for 200, and each additional day for plot expansion is like an additional 200 Robux, I believe. Now, this is if you don't want to wait. Like most games, obviously, you can pay to skip the time. But that is one thing to note this is going to allow you to obviously get more things in your base, and obviously, this is going to allow you to get better value out of whenever you do grind crops. So additionally, though, with this, obviously, we do want to use the lunar event, and we do want to use the blood moon event and all this stuff, because both shops allow us to both get more seed packs than you could imagine, because once again, you can get it from both the blood moon lunar event, and additionally, you can also get it from the event award track. So what this means is you can actually farm it even faster. And another strategy I'll show you in a second once I go to give you a bit of a rundown of how you can prepare your crops when it comes to getting better value out of money and like the best way to do this. The first thing you should know is that the blood moon and the night events are server sided to your specific server. It's not like universal. Now, if you might be wondering what I mean about this, now, whenever it's every hour, obviously, this doesn't mean it is a blood moon if it says it's a blood moon or whatever. Like if you are in my Discord server where we have a very great seed notifier. As you see, we have a stock notifier that'll notify you what seeds and what gear is in stock. And we have a great egg stock notifier and a weather event notifier. So make sure you check out the Discord server. That'll be in the description. And obviously a great trading server with a consistently active community that you should definitely join, because obviously, you can trade for things that are either out of the game or that you can't get, like getting your hands on a raccoon or something. But additionally, though, the main system we're going to take advantage of is server hopping. Now, obviously, you do need to, once again, stay aware, be safe. Might still be an exploit that can steal your crops or delete your garden in any way. This I have covered in the past on other videos. I don't quite understand if this has been patched or not, but this is something you should just be aware of. But what you can do is obviously, since private servers are free, set up private servers with alt accounts and open them up and try to get at least one blood moon, one lunar. Join the blood moon one if you're not already in it. Buy out the blood shop and then join the lunar and buy out the lunar shop and then join the blood moon back, since the blood moon does actually last for 5 more minutes. And on top of that, the mutations you get out of the blood moon have a higher value when you trade them into the owl, meaning with this, obviously, you can progress through the track faster. You can get better seeds and better eggs better and faster. And on top of this, from buying this stuff, you can get the new moon mango. You can get better seeds, better plants, and all this better stuff, meaning you'll be able to get money better with these better crops. And additionally, obviously prepare for this new update. Now, as a pro tip though, whenever you are farming money in your garden, what you need to hyper focus on is stacking mutations. Now, if you don't know what this means, let me show you. What do you think sells more? A big chunky basic mango right here. This one with celestial. This one with celestial and chilled. If I could find it, there's a frozen celestial shocked one somewhere. But anyways, you get the point, right? The more mutations you get on it, they like stack and multiply themselves. It's not like, if I have moonlit and bloodlit, for example, it's not like a 6 in total, since it's 2 and 4x. It's going to be an 8x. Now, this is going to 100% apply to literally every mutation you can stack onto this. Now, obviously, there are admin events that you can think of that they do spam these, even before events and hypes and all this stuff. They do just do these randomly. Like I have one over here with this, and this is what I'll show you in a second. This is what you should be trying to get, is something like, now probably obviously not like this, but as you see, disco, celestial, frozen, and shocked. What I think you should get at least the bare minimum is try to get at least the frozen mutation. Try to get at least, if you can, the celestial mutation. Reason being for this, I'll go over in a second. And if possible, try to get at least them to be a pretty big size. And if you can get these two together, as you see this one right here, huge. And I'm gonna go take this one over real fast and compare this. Now this thing right here, since this one has stacked mutations on it, this thing is going to be worth a grand total of 42 million by itself. That is one single moon melon that is going to be sellable for 42 million. Mind you, that's not even a big one. They get so much bigger than this when you use the methods I'll show you in a second. And additionally, if you get, once again, 10 of them can get 420 million. If you can get a full buttload of them, like all of your crops have at least frozen, which I think has more mutation increase than chilled. So frozen has a 10x, I think chilled is only like a 5, and wet is a 2x maybe. This is going to stack up to literally get this one probably worth around 50 million. And then additionally, on top of this, look how many I have. If I got all of these, this is how, once again, as shown in this image, I was able to sell for 9.1 million within 6 hours of grinding with this method. And additionally, the main obviously source around this is stacking mutations and like strategically planning items to like get better value. To do so, what we're gonna need to do is hyper focus on the celestial, since the celestial is the highest obtainable, like you can obtain this for sure mutation from a weather event. And the way you're gonna guarantee getting this mutation and directing it and getting on the ones you want is using what's called a star caller. The way a star caller works, obviously if you didn't know, same with any staff or thing like a lightning rod, for example, will redirect the weather event designated thing that's happening to that spot. There is, say, a lightning strike. If it fits into the circle, right, it's going to direct the lightning to the lightning rod if it's striking in that circle. That's how that works. It doesn't mean it's going to guarantee like a strike in that circle. It's going to strike that lightning rod if it's already going to strike in that circle. What this means is you need to plan on where you're placing these. If like I want a star caller, you know, I want to get my mangoes hit and all this stuff, it doesn't mean like the range is like this big. It doesn't mean I'm gonna place it right in the middle. I'm gonna place it in the section that's going to, when it's hit by a meteorite, give me the biggest beneficial boost with the most things obviously being hit. Now, the best way I can do this is I can look at these moon melons sell more than the mangoes, but obviously if you didn't realize, the mangoes are directly above the moon melons. So the best spot I could probably put one is right about here. Now, reason being for this, it'll hit right here, affecting most of these mango trees of these blood moon bananas and a ton of these blood bananas. Additionally, we can fit multiple per thing. I'm gonna set another one. I'm stuck under beanstalk. My bad. Right here, if I can get it in a spot, it'll fit. There's like a whole thing with only doing a certain amount per plot. I think I literally have one right over there. My bad. This is going to allow you to get great value when it comes to this. Now, though, before obviously you do this and set this up, what you need to do is what's called the sprinkler method. If you haven't obviously known this before, if you do though, skip forward. I'll explain why this is important right now. Pretty much, once a crop grows, there's no way you can change either its size or its base growth mutation, meaning gold, rainbow, or it's just how big it is. Like obviously, as you see right here, this one's kind of tiny, and then this one right here is really big. Now, obviously, this one's really big because, you know, it was already like it grew big, but you can guarantee these things growing big if you do the sprinkler method. Now, to set this up, super straightforward. Clear out your entire freaking crops, all of your plants, everything, and then place down, at least to get the best value out of this, a godly sprinkler. Once again, if you don't have any of these, you can join in obviously once it's only in stock. And if you want to know how to do that, once again, join the Discord server where there are stock notifiers. These will ping you the second the stock changes, and you'll get notified. Oh, like there's bamboo, trowel, recall wrench, favorite, sprinkle, all this stuff. Now I can see these are in shop without having to join into the game, meaning obviously you don't have to waste your own time joining in and all this stuff. And once you have rejoined though, and you have like the chunky crops, what you need to do is prepare for the grind. So if you can find some way to AFK, I have a full video that'll be at the end of this on the best way to AFK for money and crops and all this stuff. Pretty much to get a good selection, you're going to need to AFK for at least 3 to 4 hours, and make sure you set up star callers consistently and lightning rods if you have them, because the celestial is a 125x on the value of the crop and lightning is 100x. So if you can get both of these, it is going to be a huge benefit, allowing you to sell for literally billions. Now, with this, you should be able to prepare for the event pretty well. And additionally, I am close to 150k subs, so if you subscribe right now, you'll be in the OG 150k clan. Anyways, if this video helped you out, make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm giving away multiple chicken jockeys, including this one right here that I hand got myself. And all you got to do to enter into the giveaway is like and subscribe and comment your username down below, and you'll be entered into the free chicken jockey giveaway. There are only limited spots, I think about 3 or 4, depending if I can remember right. So make sure you comment your username.